Why is the rum always gone?
Johnny Depp is shaking things up after his big court cases. He's moved to London and started his own brand. This video dives into his smart moves, from giving his career a fresh start to handling a cool real estate collection worldwide. Find out how Depp is making a new name for himself in the UK. Keep watching, keeping his unique style alive and well. Before we go on, please make sure you hit the subscribe button for our channel. Thanks a lot in advance. Johnny Depp's fixing up his big old mansion down in the south of France. Gonna spruce it up real nice. It's worth like £43 million. Can you believe that? They said that the actor, who's 61, dropped the price of his huge estate in the south of France again. But turns out, that ain't true. He actually hasn't lowered it since he first tried selling it almost 10 years ago. Back in 2015, folks were saying Johnny was moving on from his old life with his ex Vanessa Paradis. He put their big old estate up for sale for £12 million. The guy from Pirates of the Caribbean decided to sell the home he poured 14 years and loads of cash into fixing up back in 2015. He did this just 4 months after he tied the knot with Amber. That big old 37-acre property was advertised as fully furnished, and guess what? DVDs were still stacked up on the shelves. Johnny snagged the whole shebang near the village of Plain de la Tour back in 2001 after he fell head over heels for both Paradis and France. The actor dude mostly hung out at the villa near Saint-Tropez with his French singer-actress lady Vanessa. They said he was all about that chill life, growing veggies, hitting up the town for groceries, and goofing around with their kids, Lily Rose Depp and Jack. He bought the place when it was a mess, but then he dumped millions into fixing up those old 19th century buildings made of that sweet, honey-colored stone from the area. It was in a pretty rough state, said Kraft. After sprucing it up, they added classy wooden beams, terracotta roofs, and tiles to give it that classic French vibe, all centered around the village square. They even turned a church into a guest house. And get this, they transformed the old dark confessional booth into a closet. There's also a restaurant, but it's never actually been open for business. Instead, Mr. Kraft says, Mr. Depp uses it as his dining room. Other buildings in the square include a laundry spot and a garage, but there's more to them than meets the eye. Behind their plain fronts, you'll find extra guest rooms and play areas. And if that ain't plenty for you, the main home is a whopping 300 square feet. It's got 5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and even an art studio where the actor would get down with another one of his hobbies, painting. And if folks looking to buy still need space for summer visitors, there are a bunch of cottages, plus this weird covered wagon thing decked out with a bathroom and kitchen. Depp's known for kicking back when he's not making those blockbuster flicks, and word has it, he did a lot of the interior decorating himself. That gave him the chance to even sneak in a nod to the mega-popular Pirates of the Caribbean movies, where he plays Captain Jack Sparrow. According to the estate agent's pics, his wine cellar is decked out in the style of the movies, with skulls and colourful scarves everywhere. And if all that ain't enough to blow your mind, there's 2 swimming pools, a gym, and even a skate park with a half pipe that Depp had made for Jack and Lily Rose. Back in 2016, the French village was still up for grabs, and Depp bumped up the asking price to $55 million to help cover his divorce bills. Johnny Depp's love life has been a wild ride, but his real estate game has been just as diverse. Throughout the years, the Pirates of the Caribbean actor has gathered quite the collection of homes worldwide. He's got an island in the Caribbean, a fancy French estate, and a big plot in Somerset where he's chilling out these days. But because of his messy and super expensive divorce from actress Amber Heard, which was all sorted out by January 2017, Depp had to let go of some of his prized possessions. Here's a look at some of the jaw-dropping properties that caught Depp's eye, worth a whopping total of more than $78 million. Some he still owns, while others have been snatched up by the highest bidder. Depp spotted Little Hall's Pond Cay while filming Pirates of the Caribbean in 2004 and snagged it for $8 million. The island boasts 6 beaches, each named after Depp's kids and his ex Vanessa Paradis. Plus, it's got a lush lagoon lined with palm trees and eco-friendly homes powered by solar energy. I don't reckon I'd ever laid eyes on a place so pure and pretty. He shared with Vanity Fair back in 2009, "You can feel your heart slow down about 20 beats. It's like freedom just hits you like that." In 2015, Depp threw a bash on the island to celebrate tying the knot with actress Heard. From what folks say, the two of them spent the weekend on that sandy spot, throwing a fancy shindig after their low-key wedding in LA. One guest summed it up saying, Amber did her own hair and makeup, and Johnny was his usual chill self, but there was something special about them. When they officially became husband and wife, they wanted to have another go at it on the beach and party with their pals because they adore the island and want it to be a big part of their life together from here on out. Since there's not a ton of places to crash on that dreamy tropical island, so they decided some of the wedding guests bunked up on Depp's fancy yacht, Vajoliroja. Right now, the island's up for grabs on Vladi Private Islands, but they haven't listed a price. According to the listing, there are plans to build a helipad and a seaplane ramp, plenty of room to make a private airstrip, and even a natural deep water channel for bigger boats.
Miss Roberts, do you recognize what is shown in that video?
Yes, that's Johnny's house on the island.
Miss Roberts, do you recognize what is shown in that video?
Yeah, that's his house and closet area.
With that, the Murder on the Orient Express actor sold the last of his 5 Los Angeles penthouses in November 2017 for $1 per $11 million. Originally, he had listed all 5 together for $10 million. In the end, the 5 units totaling a whopping 11,500 square feet were sold individually, bringing in $5 million, which was about $56 million less than what he hoped for the sale happened. When Depp, reportedly still feeling the pinch from his divorce, was considering selling 5 more properties in LA to pay back his business managers who helped him dodge financial disaster. At first, the last penthouse was actually up for rent, going for $4,300 a month, but then Johnny Depp went ahead and sold it, along with the rest of his 5 Los Angeles penthouses, in November 2017. He initially had them all bundled together for $10 million. When all was said and done, those 5 units, adding up to a whopping 11th of 500 square feet, were sold one by one, raking in $5 million altogether. That's about $56 million less than what they were asking for as a bundle. The pad had that trendy loft vibe with brick walls exposed, and it boasted killer views of LA. Plus, there was this cool mural by Brazilian street artist Oscar Mayos, stretching from floor to ceiling, covering the whole wall in the 780 square feet of living space. But wait, that's not all. Johnny is about to introduce his new rum with a kick. Let's see.
What are you doing? You burned all the food, the shade, the rum.
Yes, the rum is gone.
Where's the rum gone?
He's famous for loving booze, and now actor Johnny Depp is to launch his own brand of Caribbean rum in a gambit, which may rake in a fortune. This is not an endorsement deal. He owns the company, which he founded with a friend of 30 years, and the brand is going to be authentic and personal to the star in flavor, taste, and look. The label design is still being finalized, but it's thought it will have personal touches, including artwork based on his tattoos, specifically 3 hearts inked on his arm, representing the loves of his life. Former partner Vanessa Paradis and their children Jack and Lily Rose, and a skull and crossbones, a nod to his most famous role, Captain Jack Sparrow. The release date is yet to be announced, but a Depp rum would sell briskly to his large fan base, and a financial bonanza could be just what he needs. Depp said in court in 2020 he'd lost his $650 million fortune due to alleged financial mismanagement and wild spending. In an interview, he said he'd been insulted by claims he'd blown $30,000 a month on wine, as it was far more. Lately, he's been in trouble because of connections with the Saudi government, which supported 2 of his movies. Is this connection the reason behind Depp's idea to start his own drink? Let's find out and make our own judgment. The magazine Vanity Fair wrote that Johnny Depp has formed a strong friendship, often called a bromance, with Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who is also known as MBS. Following a special tour of Saudi Arabia, the actor from Pirates of the Caribbean is considering a big money deal to become a cultural ambassador around the world while filming movies in the country. Depp told Vanity Fair, "At first, I didn't fully understand what was happening in the area, but now I've seen for myself the significant cultural changes taking place there." The article in the magazine says that over the last year, Depp has spent about 7 weeks in Saudi Arabia, exploring the country and seeing firsthand the cultural changes led by MBS. After spending time with people from different parts of the region, who have been really welcoming in sharing their culture, traditions, and stories. I feel fortunate, Depp told the magazine. This comes after The Hollywood Reporter previously said he and MBS had become close friends. The Red Sea Film Foundation, through its financing arm, has already supported Depp's upcoming directorial project Moody, which is a biopic about the Italian artist Amedeo Modigliani and features Al Pacino. Also, Saudi Arabia's Red Sea Film Festival previously helped fund the post-production of Depp's historical drama Jeanne du Barry before its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival. This support could mark a potential return to success for Depp in Hollywood following his difficult divorce from Amber Heard. Vanity Fair said Depp bravely asked MBS about what happened to Jamal Khashoggi, the journalist who was killed and cut into pieces by Saudi agents in 2018. The magazine's story also mentioned that MBS started explaining with a similar that Khashoggi had turned into a rogue agent, collaborating with enemies of the country to sabotage the Crown Prince's plans for change. The magazine article claims that MBS didn't view Khashoggi as a journalist, but saw him as a corrupt enemy of the state who was jeopardizing its future for hidden reasons. However, it seems that Saudi operatives misinterpreted an order from MBS echoing what he has said publicly. MBS assured Depp that he didn't directly command the killing, but still took accountability, the profile mentioned. As a result, Depp has been enlisted after Khashoggi's death to help MBS and Saudi Arabia gain acceptance in the international film industry. At the same time, it's known that DE and MBS don't share the same views on politics. Their friendship is built on a shared love for movies, culture, and progress in the region. They don't talk about or agree on worldwide politics. A source close to the Hollywood actor told TR. Depp also has his own reasons to improve his reputation. After a British court initially ruled against him in a defamation lawsuit regarding The Sun, calling him a wife-beater. However, he later won a defamation case against Heard in the US, where he was granted over $10 million. Now, he has an opportunity to turn his luck around. Actor George Clooney set an example with his Casamigos tequila, which became the fastest-growing high-quality tequila brand in the US. It was purchased by Diageo for $1 billion in 2017. Depp has mostly moved away from big-budget movies after messy legal fights with his ex-wife, Amber Heard. He's now directing, but not acting in his new project, Modi. Before that, he was in Jeanne du Barry, a French movie. Depp said in court that he wouldn't come back to the Pirates of the Caribbean series. Someone close to him told me last year that he had lost interest in acting. He says he doesn't want to say someone else's words. Right now, he's more into expressing himself authentically through art and music. Depp remains the face of Sauvage, a Dior men's fragrance. In January last year, Bernard Arnault, the CEO of LVMH, which owns Dior, said the star company continued to be a strong driver of sales, justifying their decision to renew his contract in 2022. Despite the controversies, you've probably seen the ads that's working very well, Arnault said. During his 2018 libel case against the Sun newspaper, a doctor described Depp as having addictions to drugs and alcohol. He called his use self-medication. He insisted, "I am not some crazy person who has to be high or drunk all the time." No matter how much we discuss Johnny Depp's comeback, he has shared his own thoughts on it. Let's take a look.
Somebody sent me a thing that said that my comeback, this was my comeback film or something. And I mean, you can call it whatever you want. You can make it whatever you want, but I mean, comeback usually, I mean, you have to go away to come back. I didn't go nowhere. Maybe I was not thought of or looked at or allowed to be looked at. Here's the dumbest question in the world. Was it necessary? No. Any of it? No, certainly not. Does that make a difference? No, certainly not. It was lived. There were a lot of things going on, but man, you know, running between all of those raindrops, you learn so much.
Thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to us. We promise even better content. See you soon.